to Garcia. Off the deflection. Los Fresnos comes back and wins. Santa Maria will put up a three. Bang! Santa Maria.
Here's Warner. Here comes a headed jam. Counted for two. Field. Adios! And the Falcons win on a walk-off. And it's saved.
What a game. Cortez smacked to the left. That is gone.
Block for Perez. That's my play. Off the backboard. Counting and a win. And a win. Ryan Perez wins the game for the Santa Rosa Warriors, and they go.
And good evening. Welcome here to our second broadcast of the evening as Los Fresnos and Los Fresnos and Harlingen South facing off a district matchup in the regular season. It's going to be a good game as far as these two teams facing off to see each other for the first time this year. As they're sorting things out as far as lineups and positions on the court. We'll take a break and be back with first serve. Don't go anywhere. Make sure we'll keep it live as it looks like they're ready to go. So again, it's Harlingen South and Los Fresnos. So Los Fresnos will get the first serve and start things off here. Sends it over on a good line. The game's underway here. Harlingen South looks to return it. It's returned on a free ball. Sets it up on a back set. Sends it over, blocks it at the net. And they continue play. A long rally to start things off. Tips it over the blockers here. Rather easy ball to control. They send it over. It's tipped at the net. Los Fresnos sends it over. We have a net violation. The first point of the game goes to the Lady Falcons. Fresno's able to hold serve, and their serve once more here after a long rally to start things off. Harlingen South sends it to the back row. Free ball coming up here for Lady Hawks. Lady Falcons playing good defense there at the net. Point gets down. Another net violation. Both teams committed one apiece. And it's all tied up at one apiece. Here's a back set to the corner, and that's long. So Harlingen South gains the lead. It's still early, 2-1 game. No one's really gained momentum whatsoever. Harlingen South has a chance to extend it. So we have a net violation, so take the point off and give it to Los Fresnos. Some confusion on the court. The Los Fresnos will serve. Subs coming in for the Lady Falcons. She'll rotate back to serve. Serve here from the middle of the court. Sends it over here, just over the net. Lady Falcons block it at the net. Got a piece of it. Swings it and sends it down on a good spike. Lady Falcons, biggest lead for them is at 2 points right now. Just 3-1 game. And that is in the net, 4-1 lead. It's a 4-1 run to start things off here in the early going. Good win set number one. Two district teams matching up here. That serve is in the net, so they trade points back and forth. A 4-2 game now. And Harlingen South will serve. Sends it over on a punch hit. Lady Hawks couldn't get that one down. And Lady Falcons earn another point. A 5-2 game now. It's a big serve. Here's the replay. As Harlingen South able to get that one down for a point. Makes it 5-3. Harlingen South has a chance to earn another point. They're in early going. To the back row. Harlingen South putting a run together. There's 3 unanswered points. Make it 5-4. Punches it over the net. Spins it to the back row, and it gets down. Harlingen South building some momentum after falling behind 4-1 early. Sets it up to the back row. Now the Lady Falcons return this on a good spike. Free ball coming up for the Lady Falcons. Sets up the front row, and it's long. Actually, it was just on the line. So the point goes to Los Fresnos. They take the lead back after it was tied. 6-5 game. More subs coming in off the bench for the Lady Falcons. Good diving attempt there to save the ball and a good hit. That one in the net though. 7-5 lead for Los Fresnos. Biggest lead was at 3 points earlier in this set. And points trading back and forth. A 7-6 game. Big serve, and it's in the net, so Los Fresnos able to get a point back. The holding serve. Sets it up on a good set to the front row. Gets it over to the blockers. Play at the net is a point for Los Fresnos. 9-6 lead. That was tipped at the net. It just hit the floor, so another point. And it matches their biggest lead here in set number 1. Los Fresnos trying to extend it. Puts it down on a good vertical there. There's a replay. Los Fresnos able to scramble and send it over. Another violation. As Harlingen South picks up a point, putting an end to that run. Still a 10-7 lead for the Lady Falcons. That one was tipped at the net, just over the blockers, and it fell through the soft spot in the defense. It's an 11-7 lead now. Harlingen South trying to make a run to get back in it here. Sends it over to the front row. They set her up on a big spike down. Harlingen South able to play it out. And that gets down back row. Here's the replay. There's Los Fresnos. Let that one go. Here's that replay. Good dig there from the back row. And it gets down just on the line. And from my angle, it looked like it was the right call. It's an 11-8 game. To the back row, Los Fresnos sets it up. Back-to-back points for Harlingen South. They put together a little run, trying to tie things up here. It's going to trail by 2 points. Los Fresnos sends it over on a free ball. Harlingen South on a back set. Sends it cross court. Another free ball coming up. Good spike to get it over there with some velocity. To the back row, Los Fresnos able to control. But it gets down for a point. Harlingen South on a 3-0 run. They're falling behind 11-7 at one point. They're a point away from tying it up here. Here in set number 1. Sends it over. Couldn't get it over the net. Los Fresnos hanging on to a 2-point lead now. More subs coming in off the bench for the Lady Falcons. They bring some size into the front row. And they're subbing a player off the bench to serve here. Sets up the front row. That's blocked at the net. And they continue play. To the back row, Los Fresnos sets it up again. That gets down, but a good dig there from the libero for Harlingen South. A little frantic pace here and a long rally. To the back row, good serve, good spike there. Tips it over the blockers. Harlingen South able to keep it in play here, sends it over on a free ball. Los Fresnos sets it up again on a back set. To the back row now. And a good play there by Harlingen South. That's blocked at the net. There's the replay. That was one of the longer rallies we've seen today. There's that play at the net. As that rally comes to an end. 13-10 lead now for the Lady Falcons. Harlingen South sets it up to the back row. Able to dig it out of there. And a free ball coming for the Lady Hawks. See if they can do anything with it. They send it over on a free ball back to Los Fresnos. Good diving attempt there by the libero. That's another big block at the net. They're going to fix the volleyball net there. We'll take a replay here. Good defense there by Harlingen South to get the point. We've seen good defense by both sides. Still fixing that net. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
Welcome back here. It's a 13-12 lead. Harlingen South will try to tie it up here. To the back row, she sends it over. Good defense there by Harlingen South. Big spike down. And Los Fresnos able to control. Straight to the back row again. That's the second time they've went to her. She's done a good job at digging it out. Tips it over the blockers. Help defense was there to send it over. And Los Fresnos sends it over on a free ball. Sets it up here. Big swing. And it gets down for a point. All tied up at 13 apiece. Harlingen South currently on a 6-2 run. Looks like that point went to Los Fresnos. They gained the lead right back here. After it was tied up, still a 6-3 run by Harlingen South. Big serve over. They set up the front row again. That's tipped at the net. Los Fresnos will try to set it up. That's just... We have a net violation on Harlingen South. That shot was wide. I should say long. But they whistle a net violation. 15-13 game here. As Los Fresnos is clinging to a 2-point lead now. Big ace there to get it down and feel that momentum shifting back to Los Fresnos. Remember, the biggest lead they've had is 4 points, as it was an 11-7 game at one point. Here it's a 3-point margin. Sends it over to the back row now. Sets it up. The libero will send it over on a free ball. Lady Falcons trying to set it up here to the front row. That gets down, just hits it over the blockers. Matches their biggest lead. 17-13 lead for Lady Falcons as they look to push and close it out here in set number 1. We've seen some runs put together by Harlingen South, but have been able to gain the lead here in the later stages of set number 1. Harlingen South able to play good defense there and sends it over on a good spike. Gets down from a point. That was sent over from the back row. That's blocked at the net. Harlingen South able to control. They send it over on the second hit here. Try to catch the defense sleeping. But both teams playing good defense here. Another set to the back row. And we have a double hit. 18-14 game. Good serve over there. Sets it up here. That's blocked at the net. Good diving attempt there. And Harlingen South just gets it over there. Los Fresnos sets it up here on the offensive end. Another free ball coming here. No team has. Harlingen South able to put it away. I was going to say no team has been able to set up a good spike, but there was one right there. Makes it 18-15. That's just long. Los Fresnos gained another point. It's been a back and forth game. Los Fresnos does hold the 4-point lead right now. And they've had the lead the longest here. Harlingen South was able to gain the lead a couple times earlier. The majority here in set number 1 has gone to Los Fresnos. There's another point. They gained their biggest lead now. It's at 5 points. 20-15. Another free ball coming here for the Lady Falcons. It's tipped at the net. Harlingen South sends it over again. Another free ball coming up here. And that gets down for a point. So Harlingen South able to get a point back. Well, the teams are trading points back and forth. Lady Falcons going back to the bench. Rotating in more players here to the front row this time. Sends it over on the second hit. On a back set. That gets down. Call it 22-16 now. Sets it up, that gets blocked at the net. And it gets down for a point. Another net violation. Another big block at the net, and Los Fresnos call this set point number 1 here. A point away from grabbing set number 1. Some stellar defense. Sends it over here. Harlingen South able to dig it on a back set. That's blocked at the net. And another block. The point gets down for Harlingen South. Call it 24-17. Sets it up. And that's in the net. So set number 1 goes to goes to Los Fresnos. They win it 25-17. We'll take a break and be right back.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Uniforms, etc., you're gonna find the opportunity to purchase the best high quality scrubs. Soon after I learned about how the EDC was helping out the community, and so I did meet with Ms. Castillo. She made it very easy, very friendly, and she walked me every step of the way. I couldn't have done it without their help.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
A Piece of Cake by Ibarra's in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarra's, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is A Piece of Cake by Ibarra's in Harlingen.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Hi, my name is Angela Rodriguez, and I am one of the owners here at Main Street Boutique and Bistro. We heard about...
And welcome back here to Rio Sports Live as Harlingen South will serve first to start set number 2 up. They did lose set number 1, 25-17. It was a good game, as Los Fresnos was able to pull away late here in set number 2. Excuse me, actually set number 1. Set number 2, about to get underway. That was a good hit. It had some velocity on it from the service line. That gets down over the blockers. Just finds the right spot. Let's see that replay. As Los Fresnos gains the first point here to start things off. Wasn't really a hard hit at all, just got over the blockers. There's no help defense to back it up. And that gets down. Los Fresnos sends it over on a good serve and another good line there. Back set here for Lady Hawks. Los Fresnos able to dig it. We have a lift. That's the first lift we've seen today. Looks like the ref called it a double hit, so nonetheless, it's a 1-1 game here early. Both teams traded points back and forth in the early going of set number 1. See how it pans out here in set number 2. That's a good spike down and another point for Los Fresnos. Get things underway. Sets it up here in the front row. That's blocked at the net. Big time block there. We've seen Los Fresnos block a lot of shots at the net. They do have a good size in the front row. Harlingen South answers. They take the lead right back to call it 4-3 game. It's a 4-4 game. Los Fresnos trying to gain the lead back. Sets it up on a back set. Another free ball coming up here. See if Harlingen South is able to put it away. And that was blocked at the net, but he gets down for a point. 5-4 game. Teams trading points back and forth. Diving attempt there, couldn't get it over. Harlingen South takes their biggest lead here in set number 2 by 2 points. It's a 6-4 game. Harlingen South got another point. Sorry about the video there. One out. 7-4 game here, Harlingen South trying to double up. Good setup there from the back row. Harlingen South able to play it. Big spike down to the back row again. And that's another point that's in the net. Harlingen South, they've gained a 4-point lead now. They look to force a final set. They're able to take this set here, set number 2. It's tipped over the blockers here. Defense. Good defense there by Los Fresnos. They send it over here. Big spike, gets down for a point. See that replay on the full screen as subs check in for, looks like Los Fresnos will make some substitutions. Good velocity there on that ball. 8-5 game here. Harlingen South still hanging on to a lead. Back-to-back points for the Lady Falcons. They cut it to 2 points. 8-6 game now. Yeah, we have 3 games here from Harlingen. We'll come back live for the 8 o'clock game. That ball is in the net. And Los Fresnos, they go on a run. 3 unanswered points. That puts an end to the run. Harlingen South still hanging on to a 2-point lead. Sets it up here and a good serve. Excuse me, a good spike, I apologize. It doesn't matter as there was a net violation on Harlingen South, so a point will go over to Los Fresnos. Call it 8-9. We have volleyball games here today. Tomorrow we'll be in Downhill for some boys basketball. And back here Thursday evening for some more volleyball from this venue. That play, couldn't get it over, so it's all tied up at 9 apiece. Los Fresnos was down as much as 4 points since then. Let's call it a 5-1 run. They have a chance to take the lead here in set number 2. Sends it over to the back row. Libero couldn't track it down, and Los Fresnos gains their first lead since the early going. 10-9 game now. Good serve there, gets it to the back row again. Sets it up here, a front set. Good dig there to get it out of there. Sets it up just over the net. And we continue the play. A good rally here by both teams. Back set here for Lady Falcons. Gets down. Harlingen South able to send it over on a free ball. Big serve over. And we have, looks like a net violation. Referee didn't signal anything. And we have a timeout on the floor as Los Fresnos, they lead it by 2 points. Take a commercial break and be right back.
We contacted Rebecca Castillo with the EDC, and she was very helpful. She told us, what we needed to do, the requirements, and helped us go through the application process.
There is a feeling you get when you walk onto a campus.
A sense of love, compassion, and dedication.
An environment that inspires each of our HCISD family members
to do their best and to be their best.
We ground our education on strong character, and together, we will always persist towards the future.
We are a district of choice.
A district of...
Welcome back here to Rio Sports Live. Out of the timeout, Los Fresnos had a service in the net. It's an 11-10 game. Harlingen South trying to take set number 2 to force that final set. That ball is in the net. Los Fresnos goes back on top by 2 points. Sends it over to the back row now. Big spike down. Play at the net. They get it over on a free ball. Los Fresnos still on the offensive attack. Harlingen South sends it over, but it's dug out of there. They set her up again. Third time they've set her up here on this rally. And that gets down for a point. We actually have a net violation, so the point doesn't count. Harlingen South gets a point. 12-11 game now. It was a big spike down, but she came down on the net. Sets it up here. They set her up again. She tips it over the blockers, and Harlingen South able to control. Sends it over on a free ball. They set her up once more here. Gets down for another point. And Los Fresnos trading points back and forth now. Big spike, and it's wide. There's the replay, as that was a good effort there to send it home, but just missing the spot she wanted. Call it 14-12 now. More subs coming in off the bench. Harlingen South going to the bench. And the Lady Hawks will serve. Sent it to the back row now. Los Fresnos gets it over on a free ball. Harlingen South on the offensive attack now. Another good spike over. They set her up to the back row, and Harlingen South sends it over on 2 hits. Los Fresnos fall back on defense now. That ball in the net. Los Fresnos goes up by 3. More subs coming in off the bench for the Lady Falcons. Have a stop in the action. More subs came in. Harlingen South gets it over there on a good serve. Just over the blockers. Looks like they got a feel for the blockers. We've seen that quite a bit as far as just tipping it over. It's a 16-13 game. More subs still checking in. Both teams going to the bench quite a bit here in set number 2. So again, it's the best 2 out of 3 here in this Summer League action. Highway 83 Summer League action. It's always a joy to do this league action every year. Los Fresnos going on offense here. Gets it over. It looks like she mishitted it. And Harlingen South will fall back on defense. Gets it over the net. Harlingen South still playing good defense here. The libero able to dig it up. And they send it opposite direction. Just gets it over here. Let's see that replay. Talk about one of the crazy rallies here today. This one just gets it over the net right here. Call it 17-13. To the back row. And that gets down, but Harlingen South earns a point. Harlingen South gets back-to-back points now. Call it 17-15. So again, we won't be doing the third game as looks like there's a JV team that's going to be playing. So try to stick to doing the varsity games here. But we will bring the fourth game here today live. So we'll take a little break here. We'll call it about a 45-minute break until we come back on live. After this game, of course. Harlingen South trying to tie it up here. They were trailing by 4 points earlier. Chance to tie it up here. Big spike over. Almost gets it down, but another good dig from the back row from the libero. Sets it up here. Another big spike down, and Harlingen South connecting on some good serves. Good spikes. All tied up at 17 apiece. Harlingen South pulling together a late rally here in set number 2. Trying to steal this set here and force a set number 3. Chance to take the lead here for the first time since early going. Gets it over the blockers. Good attempt there, but it gets down for a point. Those Fresnos subbing in some more players here off the bench, bringing more size to that front row again. They have a mixture of players they can go to as far as a height advantage on the front row in this matchup. And the barrel rotates to serve. Send it over here, and that's looks to be wide. The 2-point lead as she will serve again. She's done some good work today here. As far as just controlling a lot of spikes over the net. That one to the back row. They set it up on a bump. And they set up the back row. Good serve. That's blocked at the net. And Los Fresnos. That's 3 unanswered points after this game was tied up at 17 apiece. They put a little run together. So the late stages here in set number 2. Let's see what happens here. Sends it over on a free ball. Los Fresnos will fall back on defense now. Big spike over here. They set it up. That gets tipped at the net and it gets down. Los Fresnos. You can sense that momentum shifting to them. That's 4 unanswered points since a 17-17 tie. They send it to the back row again. Straight down. And that's a big spike. See those Fresnos switching it up here as far as where they're setting the ball up at. It's a big lead here, 5-point lead. Call it 5 unanswered. We're going to have a redo here. It's a jump. One of the balls came into play. The Los Fresnos will send it over again on the redo. Gets it over the blockers here. Harlingen South on offense now. Tipped at the net. And good work there from the back row. We have a net violation, actually a double hit. Harlingen South gets a point back. Puts an end to that run. Still a 5-1 run by Lady Falcons. So Harlingen South will try to put a run together here and try to steal this set. They'll be serving. A little rally here. Harlingen South sets it up. Went for the soft spot in the defense in Harlingen South. Tried to go to that spot earlier as it was just wide. And now we're ready to resume play here, Harlingen South on a 3-0 run. Blocked at the net, and another point for the Hawks, Lady Hawks. After falling on the back end of a 5-0 run, they put together a run. And they're just 2 points away from tying this game up here late in set number 2. You feel that momentum shifting now to the Harlingen South side. As a point here will tie things up. To the back row. Sends it over on the second hit. Punches it over there. Defense for Los Fresnos is doing a good job here. Harlingen South has a free ball. To the back row, they set it up. Big hit down, and that's long. Harlingen South able to control. That's blocked back at the net. And a good adjustment there to get it over. Big spike down here. And the rally continues. The longest rally we've seen here today for this game. Cross court hit. Gets down for a point. Call it 23-21 and puts an end to that run. And they're still hanging on to a 2-point lead here late. More subs coming into the front row. This is the lineup we saw start things off here in the game. Lady Falcons send it over here. Big spike over. Harlingen South able to control. Another big spike to the back row, and Harlingen South playing good defense, but it hits the net. So this is game point here for Lady Falcons. Big spike down, and that's going to do it. Game goes to Los Fresnos here in 2 straight sets. They win over Harlingen South, so thank you for joining us. We'll bring you the next game coming up soon. Stay tuned.